Hi everyone, this is Michelle Medina Season and welcome to Glam and Fab Queen TV. Today I'm going to do a video about Think and Grow Rich, and this is by Napoleon Hill. When I was still in the job, when I was still having it, I was wondering what can help me to really cope about quitting my job and then going into doing a part-time business. So you know that when you are in your job and you're not really sure of what to do, you doubt about yourself if you can really handle being an entrepreneur or not, then you need some help, you need some guidance. So I'm so lucky at the time that I had great mentors who taught me on what to do and at the same time what to read. So the first book that I read is called Think and Grow Rich, and this book is really a classic because Napoleon Hill wrote this book way back in the 1930s, and there's so many successful people way back then who read this book. And me at the time, when I was working part-time on my business, I had these doubts about whether I can do it or not. So what I did was to read this book every after office hours on my way to my part-time business. And the book is really a classic, so I suggest that you really listen to what we're going to do today and learn from it. So I wrote a lot of things here that you can learn from. So what are the steps or Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich points? So actually I wrote them down here, and I had about 13 keys to thinking and grow rich. I'd like to discuss this with you one at a time. But the first thing is that you have to take good notes and you have to get a copy of this book. So I'd like to show to you the copy of the book. This is actually the actual copy of the book. So as you can see, I am still reading it, and it looks like this. I want to get the original one because I think that there are no additions to it and you would really feel the essence of this book. And you know what? This book would only cost you $8. So the first thing that he's saying is that you can control your destiny. Whatever you want in your life, it is you who has control over it. And yes, you can control your destiny. So what's the number one thing about this? The number one thing is desire. What is in your heart? What do you want to do? It's about the desire that you have in your heart. And honestly, there's nothing capricious about what you want. And whatever you desire, your heart will know. And you have it in your heart. It's been planted there, and that's what you want for yourself. And whatever you have that in your heart, it is for you to achieve it. And number one under the desire is that you have to establish what's in your mind, and you must have a burning desire about what you want for yourself. You have to be willing to run after it, and you should burn your bridges so that there's no going back, so that you can actually run after what you want. And there will be mistakes, and that's normal. You will commit mistakes, and that is where you learn from it. But all you have to do is to do something about it, correct your mistakes, and to keep trying until it works. So burning desire is what you want to become. If you doubt in your steps, there is no burning desire. So if you have that, you really must believe that what you're doing is correct. And there are actually 6 steps to having a burning desire. Number one is that you have to be definite to know about what you want to achieve. Most of us want money, and you have to be definite with the amount that you want to have. And number 2, what are you willing to give it? What are you willing to do to get that exact amount of money that you want? And number 3, you have to put on the definite date. There has to be a specific date as to when you want to have it. Okay? And number 4, you have to create a plan. This plan is that your plan of action. There has to be action to be done. It's not only a plan. And number 5, you have to clearly write the amount of money. Write it what you want, maybe money, maybe something about your personal growth, about yourself. There has to be a clear statement of that. And the sixth one is that read the written statement clearly. You have to believe that you already have it. And this one, you have to read it in the morning and before you go to bed. And number two, there has to be faith. You have to see that you already accomplished it. If faith is about believing that you don't have it yet, that you have it already. And it is a very important thing in everything. There has to be, it is a very vital factor to accomplish what you want. Everything begins with faith, and you have to see what does not exist yet. And there has to be a self-confidence in you. So how do you have a self-confidence? There is a formula. Number one is believe that you have the ability to achieve it. There has to be a continuous action on your part. And number two, you must have the dominant thought in your mind that you can create that person that you want to become. And of course, this one, you have to devote 30 minutes of your time into creating what you want to become. And number three is this is how you develop the self-confidence by having the auto-suggestion. And this is 10 minutes daily that you practice auto-suggestion. And then, number four, clearly write down definition of aim in your life for you to develop your self-confidence. When you write it, self-confidence would follow. And number five, the fifth one, be highly ethical. You have to take something of action or business or transaction that would only benefit everyone. You cannot do an ethical business. No wealth is built not upon based on justice and truth. Do something that would benefit everyone. Use yourself and the service of others to be more. Have a good service for others. There shouldn't be any jealousy, envy, hatred, or cynicism to anybody. You have to develop love and care for humanity because a negative attitude will not give you success. So, you have to cause others to believe in you so that they are willing to be with you and work for your cause. Okay? And what is the third point? It is called auto-suggestion. Now, the auto-suggestion is repeated suggestion to put in your mind until your subconscious works. So there are steps as to how you do your auto-suggestion, and then this is something that you have to really learn. And what are the 3 steps for this one? Number 1 is go to a quiet spot and read your written statement. Repeat night and day. And number 3, place a written copy of your statement wherever you see it. And number 4, it's called specialized knowledge. This is about developing your skills. It's about knowing what you want to offer in your service or products. You have to learn. And number 5, imagination. This is the workshop. Imagination is about the impulse. It's whatever the mind can conceive and believe, your body can achieve it. And there is one great man who taught me about this statement. It's called, you are only limited by your own imagination and by your own hard work. This man's name is Mark Hughes. He was a founder of the biggest nutrition company in the world. And with that statement, I hang into that, and until now I'm applying about what it's all about. And that's what you have to develop. You have to have a vision of what to become, of what you can be in the future. And number 6, you have to have the organized planning. Get a group of people to help you. This is what you call the Mastermind Alliance or your partners. Another point onto that is you have to maintain a perfect harmony with your group, because this is very important that you develop a good culture amongst these people. So number 7, decision. Decision is the mastery of not procrastinating, because decision is, or the lack of it, is the cause why a lot of people do not succeed. So you must decide right away. Reach a decision promptly, and this one will equal success. And you must have a definite objective. Stay with decision, and please do not get swayed easily by people. There are so many people out there who would give us their opinion, who would give us what they think of something, but they are not the expert in that field. So please be careful of opinions. Do not be swayed with opinions of people who are not expert but well-meaning. I had that in my life. I had so many opinions of people around me at the time saying why I cannot do this particular business because of this and that. But I was able to master this. It's called about 90% opinion and 10% facts. You have to remember 9 out of 10 people will give you their opinion and you don't listen to that. Stick to your decision until it works. And number 8, persistence. This is the power of will. This is the difference between success and failure. And don't fold when tough time comes. And form this habit. You have to persist. You have to keep trying. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing the extra mile. And it's a state of mind. And number 9, the power of mastermind. Form a group of individuals, of an alliance, to stimulate your own thinking. Work for a common purpose. And because of this, great ideas will come. These people must be hardworking and conscientious. You have to be careful when you choose these kind of people. And number 10, enthusiasm, inspiration. Most of us, or there are some of us who have partners in life, and these people can give you enthusiasm, can give you appreciation. You don't need to have a partner to give you that. But we're talking about people, maybe your family or your friends, who can give you an enthusiasm or encouragement about what you do. And number 11, the subconscious mind. This is from which all thoughts come from. It works day and night. You have to work on our subconscious mind. And this is where the infinite intelligence and power comes from. And suggestion can be made. That's why there is what you call the auto-suggestion. And the subconscious mind can actually solve problems. In our subconscious mind, time has no meaning. You can be successful in 3 years versus somebody who is working for 40 years. You don't have to wait that long. See, that is why our subconscious mind is very, very powerful. Remain focused with faith. The subconscious mind will do the rest. And number 12, the brain. It is one of the most miraculous power, and that we have to know that our brain has about 10 to 14 billion cells. That's why it has this force. It has this force to attract what we want in our life. But of course, you have to learn more about the power of that and of which what our brain can attract. Then of course, you have to remember, you have to have a plan of action. It's not about just attracting what you want in your life. But the 13th, the sixth sense. You must have this gut feeling in you. It's called the infinite intelligence. And that, on this one, they're saying that you have to master the number 1 to 12. And you have to have a creative imagination. And you have to trust your hunches and inspiration. And this is what we call the sixth sense. All those of these 13 points of Napoleon Hill for the Think and Grow Rich, we have to practice every day. We have to develop. We have to master it. It's not just one-time reading. This book can actually inspire you, can actually guide you. But it all depends on us as to what we want. So it's all about giving more than 100% of what we have and what we want. And follow the instructions daily here, because you don't search for opportunity in the distance, but recognize it and embrace it right where you are. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm wishing you all the luck, all the success in the world, because there is nothing like being successful and that you worked hard for it because you learned it and you practice it and you never gave up and you have this persistence. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the success in the world and have a nice day.